Yo, what's going on, guys? So, happy Monday. So, as you can see in the title above or below, why most people fail their fitness resolutions and how you can succeed. So, I've been thinking about this topic for a while since I've been helping other people to reach their fitness goals and trying to figure out what is it, in the hundreds or thousands of conversations I've had, what is it that separates the 10% who statistically reach their fitness goals each year from the 90% who fail? And so, being in February, the statistics are pretty clear. Every year by February, 50% of people have already fallen off of their goals, and by the end of the year, it's only 10% of people left. So, knowing the difference between the 10% and the 90% is probably the most important thing you could know if you want to be part of the 10%. So, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and at first I thought it had something to do with your diet or with your routine, something to do with some specific strategy that would, make the difference for people, help them to build muscle or help them to lose fat in the most optimal way. But I think I've discovered it's much deeper than that. And so I want to share that with you. So I started looking back to my own journey where for many years I followed the path of the 90%, the path of, and before I say that, also at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I'm applying the principles I'll share with you in a 4-week challenge, which I just started in my private Facebook group. So stay until the end to get the details on that. But yeah, so in my own personal journey, I've seen this pattern play out where for years, I personally was a part of the 90% who set a fitness resolution, and by February, I would fall off of it, even way before February, honestly. And by the end of the year, just be stuck in the same place or be in a worse case. I don't know if you guys have ever been in that kind of situation, but when you set a goal and you actually like end up worse than you did before, it kind of like even makes you less want to set another goal, less desiring, less believing in yourself. And so, like I said, I would follow this pattern year after year. And, but then, so one year, there's one specific year where everything changed for me. And that was the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And I've been thinking about that, like trying to figure out what made the change. I thought I already knew, but I just had a deeper revelation a couple days ago. So, when January 2017 came, I set goals like I had the years before, but in this case, I had this like incredible certainty, which was different than previous years, where I would doubt myself even though I would set the goal. This year, I had this like complete faith, this complete certainty, this complete confidence that I was going to achieve my goals. And in a short period of time, I did. I had people within a few months who were asking me for advice, asking me what I was doing. And that was kind of surreal going from years of failure. And within a few months, it honestly felt effortless the way that I started to build muscle and get lean and develop the body that I desired. So now I'm looking back on this. They say if you want to, uh, become more successful, study your past successes. So I've been studying that success, and what I've seen is the thing that made that year different is prior to 2017, I actually spent 2 months where I was journaling in private, in a journal very similar to this one. I was journaling every day in private, just like writing down what my goals were, writing down, this is the kind of body I want. This is the kind of routine I want to follow. This is how I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel more confident. I'm going to feel happier, that kind of stuff. I'm going to feel accomplished. And I spent 2 months from October 31st, Halloween 2016, leading up into January 2017. And I realized the power of that. I realized how that was the deciding factor. They say private victory precedes public victory, and so I had been working on my own to create this belief by writing down my desires and making the clear image of exactly what I wanted. And then when it came to January, a lot of people, they get caught up like I used to, doing random things, following whatever random fitness challenge they could find, doing whatever random fad diet they could find, getting whatever coach or joining whatever class they could find just to find something that could give them momentum. Whereas me in that year, I knew exactly what to do. Even though I had no previous experience being a fitness expert or having a fitness coach, or I, I had none of those things, but still I knew exactly what to do and I executed it. And so this is the secret. This is the thing that if you want to be successful, I think this is the thing that makes a difference. And to put it in one word, the word would be focus. Now, a lot of people throw out that word and talk about focus when it comes to reaching a goal, but one really good example I like is Kobe Bryant. One of the greatest basketball players ever. He talks about how when he was in high school, his friends who were great players, or his competition as well, they would be going to, they would sort of be lapping up the rewards of their success. They would go to parties. They would go to, yeah, that's right, Patricia Focus. So they'd be going to parties. They'd be going to, all of these kinds of things, which were sort of distractions. But Kobe was so focused on becoming the best player in the world that instead of going to those parties, he would go to sleep earlier. He would wake up earlier to go to practice. He was so focused on the image of him being the greatest player in the world that all of his decisions were simple. All of his decisions were, all right, does this serve the purpose of my life becoming this greater player, or does it not? If it didn't, he cut it out. If it did, he moved forward with it. And so to understand focus, I feel it's kind of like important to just think about the word. So what is focus? Focus is a word that describes vision. It has to do with eyesight. So if you look at something in front of you, and you focus on that one thing, everything outside of that is blurry and you don't pay attention to it. It's just, if you look at a dot, or if you look at a bird or something out there and you just focus on it, you can't see anything else around you. Everything else is just information that's irrelevant. And so it simplifies what you're, if we're talking about goals, if you focus on one goal and exclude everything else out, it simplifies the path for you. Then all you have to do is take the steps forward that you need to, once you're focused. So, in going back to my story, that's the thing that I applied. I created this perfect image where I knew exactly what I was going after, and that eliminated 90% of the fitness advice out there, because I knew I wanted to build muscle and I wanted to lose fat at the same time. And I knew how many days I had to go to the gym. And so that just simplified to where I just found the right workout routine. I didn't know anything about working out, I didn't know anything about diet. But since it was so simple, I was able to figure out what I needed to do. And there's a quote I really like that explains this. It's from Charles Haanel's The Master Key System. And he says, make the mental image, make it clear, perfect, distinct. Hold it firmly. Supply will follow the demand. You will be led to do the right things in the right ways and at the right time. The ways and the means will develop. So, once you make the mental image, once you make it clear, everything just points you in that direction, sort of like putting an address into a GPS. Once you know your final destination, the path presents itself, and then you just have to take the path. Another great book that I'm reading right now is Secrets of the Ages. within Russell Brunson's Secrets of Success mastermind, and he talks about how powerful the image is, how the image almost attracts you to the ways and the means and to the final destination. That if you create that perfect image, that's the thing that attracts you. And as it says in Genesis, in the beginning, God said, let us create man in our image. And so before the creation existed, the image, think about how powerful that is. Even God, first he had an image, and then he created us from that image. So, I mean, just to ponder how powerful that is, if even God followed this principle to succeed in coming up with creation, how much more powerful can that be for us? And so, the the opportunity I talked to you all about in the beginning is for the next 4 weeks in my private Facebook group. We're going to be working on creating that perfect image, that clear image of what we want to achieve this year, the physique that we want to achieve, the routines that we want to follow, the health that we want to have. For the next 4 weeks, we're going to go deep on making that image for 2024. And so if you want more details, you could join my group, or you could even comment below and then I could add you to the group. And yeah, so it's starting today, going until the 1st of March. And we're really trying to set ourselves up not just for the 4 weeks, but for the 4 weeks and beyond, to be able to succeed and be part of that 10% that reaches their goals. So I hope that you guys found this helpful, and I hope it provided an insight as to why, if in the past you failed at reaching your fitness resolutions, I hope this provides some deeper insight. Because as Solomon said in Proverbs, where there is no vision, the people perish. And so focus on the vision, and the specific strategies will present themselves. So hope you guys found that helpful. Patricia says she's ready to join. Looking forward to having you in there. And yeah, we'll see you guys again soon. All right, peace.